guys, what's going on, and welcome back to another video. So in today's video I'm going to be showing you the full build of this racking system. Alright guys, so it is finally finished, this whole build, and as you can see we've got all the rows, we've got filled with fish and plants and substrate and anything you can think of, we've got it in here. And so I filmed the whole process, of course, and I've been releasing those in separate videos, but I thought why not just chuck it all together, you know, so you can have one nice long video. I think it's going to be more than an hour of the whole build of this whole system with everything included in it. And yeah, I thought, you know, why not do that? So I'm going to be showing you that first now in a bit. And don't worry if there's like some weird cuts and things, it's just, you know, I can't make it perfect because it's just different parts. Anyway, so I'll show you all of that, and then at the end I'll come back here and give you a final look at each tank, how it's doing now a couple of weeks later. So enjoy this long video. Right, so yes, we've got some new tanks, as you can see. Well, maybe you can't see, but I'll put it on the screen anyway. It's in total 11 tanks. Yeah, I thought I'd just need to get more tanks, of course, because you can never have enough tanks, of course, you know that. So now we've got these here. It's second hand. It cost me 450 euros, which isn't too bad, considering it's quite big and, you know, you have quite a lot of space in these tanks. So yeah, we got 9 tanks of 50 by 40 by 30, I think. That's what I think the dimensions are. So they're about 50, 60 liters each, which is really great. And then the two bottom ones, they are 75 by 40 by 30, I think. So yeah, all in all, very nice system. So I went to pick it up, and you know, it was looking pretty good, but of course it needed a clean. So I started cleaning with everything, and they also had these big dual filters in here, but I took them out because I didn't really like them. I rather have sponge filters because I have a whole air system, one air pump running through everything. So that's what we set up as well, a nice air system going everywhere. Yeah, so that's nice, so you know, we've got some air and we can use sponge filters. But at the moment I've got this one behind me, this is all clean, this is ready to be set up, so we need to do that sometime. The ones above here, which you can't see, those are nearly clean, so that's good. And then the ones down here, you probably also can't see, they still need to be cleaned, and the bottom one. So I'm gonna be doing that sometime, I don't know when, but then we can start setting up these tanks. Not too sure yet what I'm going to put in them. I'm just going to have them mainly for breeding fish, so when I feel like breeding a certain type of fish, I've got space to put them in these tanks. What is nice, these tanks come with nice lids, so everything, you know, has a nice lid on it, so that helps with the evaporation and stuff. And also we've got some nice lights in here, all LED lights, so that's nice and energy efficient. So yeah, we just got 4 of those. And so like I said, I'm just going to use some sponge filters because that's just nice and easy, and why not? Additionally, it also came with a ton of heaters, so I've got enough heaters to heat everything. What I'd probably do is just put a heater, one in here and one in here, and that'll heat the middle as well. I think that should be fine, and you know, just let's save a bit on energy costs, you know. So I am going to use substrate in here, because basically how this works is it's one big tank, basically you could see it as, and then yes, you have these glass panels in between, but at the bottom there's like 2 centimeters of like a gap. So you know, they are connected, and you can't just have a bare bottom, or you would need to like close it off somehow. But I'm probably going to use some aqua soil, just because I think that would work really well. And I also want to grow some plants in here for a profit, of course. So aqua soil will work really well with that. Oh yeah, so basically we've also, of course, got like the water system. Well, it's the whole water system. We've got the tap over there, and then that goes through a pipe, and then into a thing, a splitty thing. And then it splits it to here. I still need to get it set up fully, but at least we've got that, so that should be nice and easy. I also had the possibility of using like a drainage system, because these tanks were drilled, but then they were covered up again. I don't know why, but I decided we'd just leave it like this as it is, and maybe in the future we could use the drainage system. By the way, this is also the first video in a long time that I'm showing my face. I don't know what you guys think, let me know in the comments down below. But I just thought it would be more like this is storytelling, you know, and I'll have some b-roll and stuff, and it should be pretty good. So yeah, plans, what we need to do now, I need to get everything cleaned out. Well, of course I've done this and that, so everything cleaned out, and then we can start setting up these tanks. Of course I'll film all of that, I kind of forgot to film cleaning the tanks, but it's not that interesting anyway, so why would I film it? But yeah, I kind of forgot because I forget those things. It's a hard life filming YouTube videos. No, I'm just kidding. It's really fun. Oh yeah, we've also got these nice slidey door panel thingies, so yeah, they're pretty nice with keeping it nice and neat and stuff. And yeah, there's also like things to make it nice and beautiful, which I'll do in the end, but you know, main thing is just cleaning them, of course, and getting the set up. So if you want to let me know in the comments, you could also let me know some fish ideas, things we should put in here, because there's a lot of tanks. I mean, there's 9 tanks plus these 2, so 11 tanks. There's a lot of tanks, and I probably won't be able to fill them all in one go, but that doesn't matter. We can, you know, we can work on that. Alright guys, so shamefully the audio to the first part of this video was corrupted, so that's why I'm doing this voiceover. Anyway, I'll just tell you what I did. So I basically just had, of course, the empty tanks were all cleaned out, and then I had this aqua soil left over from some previous tanks, so I decided to put the aqua soil in these tanks because, you know, aqua soil works really well with growing plants and stuff, and it's just good for the water quality, and yeah, I just love it. It's awesome stuff. So if you can afford it, definitely go with that. Otherwise, of course, you can just use some gravel or sand or whatever. Anyway, I filled the tanks up, and you know, that was just a pretty slow process. Well, it was actually not too bad because I got my filling up system. And as you can see, the tanks were kind of dirty. Well, the soil, of course, leached some, well, organic stuff, and you know, it was a little cloudy. But not to worry, that was cleared after like a day or so, and the tanks were really nice and clear, and you could see right into them. So in these tanks we have used some sponge filters, and that will be for this whole system actually, and then also 2 heaters in the both end tanks, and here you can see how clear these tanks now are. So you know, it just shows that these sponge filters really work awesome, and there's no reason why not to use them because they're really cheap and affordable. And if you have one big fish room and an air system like me, then it works awesome. I also added the lids, and that was about it. So that's where I'm at now, and so what I want to do now, I want to not escape these tanks, just set up these tanks. So I'm not sure, yeah, we just need to add like plants and fish and just see what we're going to do. So I think first we'll add some plants. I don't have many plants at the moment, but we'll see what I've got, and then we can just add some plants, and then after that we'll add some fish. So for plants, I've got a good selection here. These were in previous tanks. A big clump of Java moss, which I'm definitely going to use and you know, share about the tanks. Got some Anubias on rock and on wood, and I think there's some Bucephalandra there, yeah. So you know, we can use that. There's some more what do you call it, Java moss in there, so we can use that. Furthermore, oh yeah, maybe some of these floating plants. This is Amazon frogbit, I believe. We can use some of that in the tanks. That will work well. And I don't have much more at the moment, I don't think, so I'll need to order some plants, you know, get some more different variety of plants. Until then, we'll just use these. Right, okay, so I've got the moss here. I'm simply just going to spread it into little pieces and just drop it in the tanks, I think I'll spread all of this between the 3 tanks, so that looks pretty good in there. And this will go next door, and then this will go into the left one, which you can't see, but it's in anyway. So that's good. I'm just going to leave it like that, just float it around and it'll do its thing. Well, actually guys, just thinking about it, I did say to myself that I was going to actually do just 1 plant species per tank, so that would mean all of this Java moss would need to go in 1 tank. So I think I'm going to do that, and then yeah, I'm going to stick to what I was going to do, because I basically also want to grow plants for profit. So I thought, you know, if I would have all in one species, like in 1 tank, that would work a lot better than have it spread out over multiple tanks. And then in here we'll do something else, and here we'll do something else, and so on and so forth. So yeah, I'm just going to take this out of here and put it into there. Right, there we go. So that's much better. So now we've got more Java moss in here, which looks pretty cool. And yeah, that should be better with like growing there and stuff. Right, so for the middle tank, I've just got some Sag. I don't know what the real name is. It's like Sagittarius something. Anyway, I just call it Sag, which is this really nice plant. Looks a bit like Vallisneria, but then it stays a lot smaller, so that's pretty cool. And yeah, I think I'm just going to plant that in here. I don't have much, as you can see, but I'll just plant what I've got, and I maybe will buy some more, or just let this grow, of course. Right guys, so as you can see, I've got everything planted. It isn't that much, of course, like I said, but you know, it'll be fine for now, and I might buy some more in the near future, but that's all good. So let's move on to the last tank for plants, and for that I'm just going to use Anubias I've got here, and some Bucephalandra I think is on there. So I'll just chuck that in. You know, that doesn't really need to be planted. I'll just chuck that in there, and then we'll see how that does. Right, so that's in. Well, like you can see, I mean, it's floating. I need to add some pebbles or something, but I might change this. I'm not too sure yet. I need to divide it into bits, of course, to let it grow. But at least that's in. That's beautiful. So that's good. But I think that's done for the plants. Well, actually, that being said, I am going to add some floating plants, of course, and I'll add that to each of the tanks, because why not? Floating plants are awesome. So yeah, let's get some floating plants added. Alright guys, time to add these floating plants. So I'm just going to add a couple in each tank, you know, just plop them in. And yeah, that's basically, you can't really even see what I'm doing, which is terrible. But I don't know how I can't get the camera any higher, so you know, I guess I just have to do this, and then I'll film afterwards to show you guys. Right, so now you can see a lot better look. So that's looking awesome. In there we got some, and then in there we got some, and then in here of course as well. Yeah, looking good. Okay guys, so we're done with the plants in my opinion. Well, I might add some later, but then I'll film that of course, and I'll show you guys at least, and we'll see about that. But I think it's time to add some fish. Right, so I'm not totally sure yet what I'm gonna add. But in here I want my group of 10 albino corridors for sure. That's yeah, I want those in there. In here I've got no clue, and in here I've got no clue. So I'll have a look around, but maybe you guys can put suggestions in the comments. I mean, we've got this whole rack to fill, like you can see up there. We've got that to fill, and down there, well, that even still needs to be clean and stuff. But in this video we're just mainly focusing on this. And then there will be like multiple parts, so this will be this part. Oh, actually, the first part was me talking about getting this system. I made a video about that, go watch that. And then the first part will be this row, second part will be that row, third part will be that row, and then fourth maybe that row down there. And then eventually I'll combine everything into one long video, and then you've got a nice detailed overview of this tank and this whole system that we are going to set up with plants and fish. Right, so yeah, these are the guys I'm talking about in here. I've got a group of 10. They're still young'uns, they aren't adult yet, but they'll be nice if we can get those in and get them breeding in there. Alright guys, so I've got my albino corridors caught, so these are the guys. They're looking really good, and there's 10 of them in there. So yeah, let's add them. So I'm simply just gonna go in like that, and there they go. So they are a little spooked out at the moment, but they'll get settled and they'll be fine. And within no time they'll be scattering around. Look, they're moving, and yeah, that'll be good. He's in the moss there. Pretty cool. But so that tank I would say is good for now. I'm not going to add anything else for now, maybe in the future. For now, this tank's good. And guys, I really don't know what to put in these tanks at the moment, so I think I'll just catch up with you guys once I know what I'm going to put in here. Because I do know what I'm going to put up here, and that's just got to do with the different substrates. So here I've got aqua soil, and in here I'll just be doing just some plain gravel. So in here I'll have like, you know, like black mollies and platies and stuff, because they like a bit harder water, whereas the pH softens the water, so you know that's not really going to work. So I need to find some fish to put in here, but for now I'm just going to leave it like this, leave it at that. So yeah, we've got these guys in here, and that's good for now. So see you guys once I've got some fish to put in here. Alright guys, so we're back, and as you might be able to see, we've got some new fish in here. So I'm going to tell you what I've got in here. I also added these plants in here, so those are from my Dutch style aquascape tank. So just some trimmings I put in here to grow, so that's good. So still the core is, so I think we're like a week later now, something like that. The core is doing still amazing, and well, that was the only fish we had in here. But now we've got these. So these are some Apistogramma cockatoides. So these are really beautiful. On the right you can see the male, and on the left you can see the female. And yeah, these were just so amazing. I saw them in the fish shop and I thought I have to get these. You know, they just look at them. That female looks amazing, nice and yellow kind of color. And the camera doesn't really do them justice. Like in real life they look even better. And then that male with those, well, orange type, you know, fins and stuff, they look amazing. So I'm hoping to breed these soon, you know, that might be cool. But first just I'll just keep them in here, and then we'll see once we can start breeding them. Anyway, so I had an idea of what to put in this tank and also in this tank. Well, actually in all the well, maybe not in that tank, but I've actually got some, I got two colonies. Well, I've got one red cherry shrimp colony and a blue dream shrimp colony, not colony, yeah, blue dream. I can't even say these words anymore. Blue dream shrimp colony. Alright. So I've got those, and I thought I'd put my red cherry shrimp with the cories, because they are able to live together. They should be fine as long as you keep them well fed, and we've got some moss in here, so they should be fine in here. And then in here I'll just put my blue dream shrimp, and I might put some endlers in here, but I don't have them right now. I need to buy them. So, but I might put endlers in there. So yeah, let's put those shrimp in here. Alright, so we just come over here. As you can see in there, well, you might, I don't know if you can see, but in there are my red cherry shrimp, and in there are my blue dream shrimp. So let's get them out. Alright, so there we are, got them here. So these are the red cherries, as you might be able to see in there. Yeah, you couldn't see them kind of. And in here the blue dreams. So yeah, they're doing well. The moss has grown like tripled in size in here, which is crazy, because I only put like a tiny bit in. So that just shows that moss is really easy to grow and anybody can grow it. So no excuses. Right, so let's get these into the tank. Alright, so I have them in for acclimation. So yeah, they're doing alright in there. And yeah, I'll catch back up when once they're ready to put in. Alright guys, it's been a little while, so I think they're ready to go in. They don't want to come out because they're all on that moss. Come on guys, out you go. That's really working. Okay, there they go. Alright, so now the blue dreams are also in for acclimation. Alright guys, so it's time to add the blue dream shrimp in. There they go. Out they go, and in they go. That's all of them, right? Nice, look at them. That's cool, I like it. Right, so I'll wait until everything's settled and cleared, and then I'll give you one final look at how the tanks are doing. Alright guys, so I've got everything set up, all the shrimp added. So as you can see here, we've got the blue dream shrimp, of course. They are doing really well, as you can see. And everything's looking really good. And the red cherry shrimp in there with the Corydoras. And then here we got our pair of Apistogramma cockatoides. So that's doing all good. So like I said, I might add some endlers in here, but I'm not too sure yet. If I do, then I'll let you know in a future video. Alright, so guys, yes, we're gonna set up these tanks because we have set up these tanks already. So yeah, they're doing really well. So it's just time to set up these tanks. So I've got everything cleaned out, so everything's nice and clean. We've got a nice clean start. And so for substrate, I'm not going to go with aquasoil like in here because I don't have any aquasoil at the moment. And I don't feel like buying aquasoil, so you know, then we don't use aquasoil. But what I do have is just some gravel, just some like plain gravel, you know, any gravel. So, well, aquarium gravel, but it doesn't really matter. Anyway, so yeah, I'm just gonna add that to all of these 3 tanks. Alright guys, so as you can see the gravel is in, it's looking really good. So yeah, just your standard gravel. I kind of like the color, it's like a it's like a multicolored mix. But through the light it looks a bit pinkish, but it's not really, it just, I don't know, yeah. Anyway, so yeah, that's looking good. And I basically sloped it to the back so it has a bit more perspective, especially because these are really high tanks. Like my eye level is about this. So, you know, you're looking up to the tanks, which is nice. So, yeah, I think it's time to fill these tanks up. So I'm just going to fill them up and then we'll add filters and heaters and stuff. But yeah, let's fill the tanks up. Alright guys, so we're all filled up and it's looking really good. So yeah, we got water. So well, this is a bit cloudy, but that doesn't matter because we are gonna now add our filters. And so for filters, I'm just gonna use some sponge filters because, you know, sponge filters are the easiest and they just work very well if you have a fish room like me. As you can see, you know, got more tanks over there and more tanks here and there. So, you know, and then I've just got my air pump down there running through everything, like you can see there, and then that goes into the tanks. And so this way it's just a lot more energy efficient, and you know, they work really well, these sponge filters do. So these are the sponge filters I've got, just 3 sponge filters. 2 of them are already cycled and 1 is brand new. So we can plop these in the tank and then we should be good to add fish straight away. Although I'm just going to wait a little bit, so we'll add the filters, add the heaters, and then I'll leave it for a couple of days, let it clear up, and then we'll see what kind of plants and fish we put in. Alright guys, so the filters are in. As you can see, everything is doing really well, and I added in a heater here and a heater in here. So that should be good enough to heat everything. So now I'll just wait until it's cleared up and maybe wait a couple of days until I'm gonna add some fish and plants, and I'll catch up with you guys then. Alright guys, so it's the next day and as you can see the tanks have cleared up amazingly. So it's looking really good. Yeah, it's like, you know, doing really well, like crystal clear. So yeah, sponge filters are awesome, like I said. So definitely use them if you, you know, if you can. Anyway, so it's time to add some fish. So I'm first gonna add some fish instead of plants because here I added plants first and then fish. But I thought I don't really have many plants available at the moment, so I need to go shopping and get some aquarium plants. So I'll do that sometime. But yeah, let's add some fish first because I got some awesome black mollies in my Dual Rio 180. Alright guys, so this is my Dual Rio 180. And so as you can see, I've got some awesome black mollies in here. So yeah, I'm just gonna catch them out and then I'm gonna choose the best ones to go into my breeding tanks, and the like less quality ones, or the ones that aren't so like good, I'll put back in here because I only want to breed, you know, the best quality fish. So let's catch these fish. Alright guys, so I've caught the black mollies. I didn't manage to catch all of them because some were hiding, but what I'll just catch those like tomorrow or something and just add them in. You know, once I see them swimming, I can just catch them out and then I can add them to the tank. But for now we've got these, so yeah, they're looking really good. We got some really good ones in there and some, well, less good ones I would say. But what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna add them all to one tank, and then from there I'll just let them settle them in, and then from there I can pick the ones I want to breed and the ones that I don't want to breed. So let's add these into the tank. Alright, so let's just take them, and then we can put them up there, and I'm just gonna put them in for acclimation for now, of course. So just float them in there, that should be good. I'll catch up with you guys once they're ready to add into the tank. Alright guys, so it's been long enough and it's time to add them in. I'm just going to take them and release them in. There they go. Awesome. Wow, they look really cool, like they pop in this tank, like, yeah, like you can see them instantly, so that's really cool. I really like this. So yeah, like I said, some I'll need to take out because they aren't so good, but others are really good. You know, they are stunning little fish. Like that's a baby there, and then we got some bigger ones, and the camera won't focus, of course, because you know, why would it? So, but I'll get some close-up shots of these guys. Right, so guys, that's looking good. Now I don't really have a clue what I'm gonna put in these tanks yet. But I didn't have a clue with these tanks, and I still managed to get some stuff in. And by the way, I am going to be getting some endless for this tank, so yeah, I'll show that once I do that. But yeah, so I don't really know what to put in, so I guess I'll just catch up with you guys once I know what to put in. Alright guys, so we're back, and before I start talking about what what my plans are with this, I've got a few updates. So we did get some endless for here. So as you can see, these are some beautiful endless. If the camera would focus, look at those. The name, it's like Endler Compome 46, something like that. I'm not too sure on all these names. It's something like that, and you can look up for yourself if you want. But they are really beautiful. Look at those males with that pattern, that snakeskin pattern. I love them. So I got a nice group in here, and yeah, they're just amazing, and you know, they can breed in here together with the, well, I got baby plecos and the shrimp, of course, so that's doing really well. Also, I added in here some baby bristlenose albino plecos, so those are some babies, they still attached to the yolk sac, and you know, the cories are doing fine. And then for here I added a little cave for these pistos, so they might start breeding. So yeah, that's all for that. Now I've had a little think about these tanks and what I think I want to do. So I've got my black mollies in there. In here or in here, doesn't really matter. I want to breed some rainbow fish. So at the moment in my tank inside, I've got a pair of Bosemani rainbow fish, and they're really beautiful. So I think I'll start off with those. I'll just put them in here, and then I'll go to the fish shop maybe and get some more, because I'd like a little group of them, of course, and then we can breed those. And maybe another, well, I'm not too sure yet what to put in the other tank then, but maybe I find something interesting in the fish shop, of course, and I'll just have a look with that, and otherwise I'll just leave it empty for now, and then I'll fill it once I find something special I want to breed or keep. And now for plants, I've been thinking as well. So, of course, we just got gravel in here, some plain gravel, and there's not many nutrients in there. So, I was thinking I might just add some fake plants. So, fake plants, they worked really well with these black mollies, especially breeding them. I found that using fake plants is like the best way, I would say, because like if you want to catch the fish, it's easy to take the fake plants out and just, you know, clean them off or whatever. And with real plants you can't really do that. And so yeah, I think I'm just gonna add some fake plants to here because I got enough fake plants. So let's add fake plants to all these tanks. Right guys, so these are all the plants I've got. So you know, there's a huge variety of plants to choose from. And yeah, I'm just gonna probably rinse them all off, and see what works best, and then just put some in, at least in here, and see what I've got left to put in here, and otherwise I'll buy some more, something like that. So yeah, let's rinse these guys off. Alright guys, so I've got all the plants ready and washed, so time to put them in. So I'm just going to make a little time lapse of me putting them in, and then you can see what I've basically done. Right, okay guys, so the plants are in. So as you can see, this is looking pretty good, and yeah, they'll enjoy that. And then here I've just got a few, not too many, and yeah, I need to get some more or something because there's nothing in there, but at least this will work really well. Anyway, I've been catching some fish out of my Duo 180, and here I've got some more black mollies and a pair of Mickey Mouse platies, and then also some zebra and leopard danios. And so the pair of Mickey Mouse platies I want to put in here, the rest of the black mollies in there of course, and then the zebra danios I want to put in here as dinner fish for these apistogrammas. So let's get those fish in. Right guys, so what we've got is in here we've got a beautiful pair of Mickey Mouse platies. So yeah, that's beautiful. And then in here we've just got the danios as like dinner fish for these apistogrammas. I think that'll help a little bit with the aggression between these two. So yeah, that should be alright. And if I don't like them in there, I can always take them out, of course. That's easy to do. And then I added a few black mollies up in there. But anyway guys, so yeah, I'm not too sure about these tanks yet. I think I'll just catch up with you guys once I know to put something to put in there. And if I don't, I'll still catch up with you just to end the video. But yeah, for now we're just gonna leave it at this. Alright guys, so I've actually just been to the shop and I got some more fake plants. So yeah, I've got 5 of them here. So, and they're the same types as those, but then, well, different styles and whatever. So I'm gonna put those in here, I think, and that should look pretty good. And then this tank I'll just keep as it is probably, and then, well, that one of course is also like that. So yeah, let's get those plants in there. Alright guys, so as you can see everything is looking really good. So I actually did swap one plant out. I got this one from this tank and then I put that plant in there because I just fitted a bit better. So yeah, that's good. Anyway, so I've caught some more fish from my big tank inside. And in here you might not be able to see, but I've got a pair of rainbow fish. I want to get some more rainbow fish, but at least I've got this pair already. And then just some, like a mix of platies and stuff that I need to sell. Oh yeah, and a little pair of German blue rams that I bred myself, if it was focused, yeah. So I'll just put those in here, and then the rainbow fish I'll put in here. Right, so the fishes are in. So in here, well, they are hiding, but the rainbow fish are in here. You can see the male there, and the female is somewhere behind here, like there you can see her head. So yeah, they'll be alright, and they just need to get acclimatized and whatever, and they'll be swimming around. And like I said, I'll get some more, but you won't see that in this video. You might see that in the next video once we do that row. Anyway, so in here then we've got, you know, the rest of these little, well, few German blue rams in here, so they are beautiful, and then some platies and yeah, kind of just a mix of stuff. And then we got our black mollies in here. Alright guys, so yes, it's time to do the third row of tanks. So we've already done the first row and the second row, which is looking amazing. But yeah, it's time to do the third row, and then below that we have one more row, but we're going to focus on this today. Everything is cleaned out. I've done all of that because that's boring work. You don't want to see that. And so to start off, we're going to actually put Aquasoil in because I've got some Aquasoil from my Dual Rio 180 inside because I broke that, I destroyed that basically, and I made a beautiful discus aquarium. If you haven't seen those videos, go watch those for sure. But yeah, we've got Aquasoil in here, and so Aquasoil is just the best, so I'm also going to use it in there. Right guys, so the Aquasoil is in, looking pretty good. Might be a bit dirty, but it's just time to fill the tanks up, and then we'll see where we're at and get filters in and heaters in and stuff like that. Okay guys, so the fish tanks, they are all full now. As you can see, this is the clearest because the water comes in, flows through, and yeah, so they're a bit dirty, but that's not a problem because now we'll just add some sponge filters and also some heaters. Right guys, so it's actually a couple of days later and you can see it has cleared up a bit more, but I didn't have time to add the filters because I didn't have any airline tubing, but now I got a ton of airline tubing, so I've got enough. And I got the filters here with the airline tubing connected already. So yeah, let's just add those into the tanks and then that will work a lot better. And also we can add some heaters. Right guys, so filters and heaters are in. So we've got just our 3 sponge filters. For the heater, I've done something different compared to the other tanks. So in the other tanks, I've got always a heater on both sides and none in the middle. But with this one, and those are both like 100-watt heaters. But with this one, I had a 200-watt heater. So I thought, what if I put that in the middle and then it will heat the both sides. So I'm going to test how that works, if that works good. So this will be the warm aquarium, those a little less warm. I'm just going to see how that works. Maybe I'll change it, I'll see. But I'm actually just going to let this sit for like a day or something. Let everything clear up. Let everything heat up, of course, because this water is freezing. And yeah, I'll check back in with you guys once this is nice and crystal clear. Alright guys, so all the tanks are clear now. And yeah, all heated, like they're good temperature. So it does work kind of, this one heat in the middle. I might still change it to 2, I don't know, I'll see. Anyway, everything is good, nice and clear. So now what we're gonna do, we're gonna add some plants. So here I've got some plants from my, actually my Dutch style aquascape. Some of you may know that, but it's a very nice tank, but it was a bit overgrown, so it was time for a trim. So I've got some nice plants here and we can just dot them around the tanks. Right, so guys, plants are in. So what I've just done is I've taken the plants and bundled them up, and I think that will work a bit better because I don't have that much Aquasoil in here and it's difficult to plant them in. So I think this will work fine for now, and just, yeah, we'll just see how this develops. Anyway, so for fish, I don't really have any fish yet that I want to put in here. I don't really know what I want to put in here, but I've said that with all the tanks, and in the end I do find fish that I want to put in. But so yeah, I'll just have a little look around and I'll get back to you guys once I know what to put in. Right guys, so I'm back. It's been like, well, maybe even 2 weeks. It's crazy. So as you can see, maybe I've got some new fish in here. I haven't got anything in there yet. But let me just talk about these. So I went to the fish shop and I saw these beautiful little rainbow fish. These are the what do you call them? Like the diamond? I don't know. You know, with the red. The male's got the red like that. They're beautiful, and then the female's got like the yellow. I'm not too sure on the name. Anyway, so these guys, I saw them in the shop and they were tiny. So they're still quite tiny. They're really small. But I thought these might be good. I always wanted to breed some rainbow fish, so I thought these might be good just to get. And I can get a small group. I got a group of 8, hopefully with 3 males and 5 females. And then I can grow them up myself, and you know, I can breed them. And there's actually some pros to doing this way. Is A, I can feed them good quality foods that they grow good. B, they probably have less sicknesses as I'm basically growing them up. And C, I don't really have. Well, C, it's just fun to see them grow up. So yeah, I thought these were a really good choice for this little tank. So I've got those in this tank. Now for these tanks, I really don't have any clue on what to put in them. I've really got no clue at all. And this tank, no clue. So the thing is with this, I can go, of course, now and buy some fish just like that. But then I might not buy the right fish, and I don't really want to do that. Of course, I would love to make a full video with all the fish in, but I think what I'm going to keep these tanks for is when my fry, I've got some Cory fry growing up, you know, I'll need space to grow those fish out. So I'm just going to leave these empty for the time being, and of course I'll fill them in the end, but I'll film that in future videos. But for this video, I think we are pretty good as we are with just these fish. We've got everything set up, you know, the filters, the heaters, the plants, the substrate. We've got water in, which is really amazing. So I think this is good like it is. Right, so guys, so technically this is going to be the 4th and last row of this whole racking system, as some of you might know. And so on the bottom, there's actually a different tank there. I'll just show you that now. So yeah, so this was what was in there, but the problem was that tank was leaking, so that wasn't really good. So I thought I'll just take this out and then I would put the other tank in. And so yeah, I still had this tank laying around and it wasn't doing much, so I thought this would be perfect because the elements we need for a fry system are basically already kind of built in. And so that's going to be under on there, and that'll be good, and we can like neatly put everything, and so you hardly will see like mess and stuff, and that'll look pretty good. And so this fry system is going to be of the concept of that Dean has from Dean's Fish Room. You know, he's a really good breeder, and he knows what he's doing, and his fry system is amazing. And so we are going to make this here today. And yeah, we're going to try to make the best out of it and make it as easy as possible. So I'll just quickly go over what makes this tank so special. So as you can see, it has 5 compartments, but it's all in one tank. Dimensions are 1 meter, so 100 centimeters, by 40 by 30. And yeah, so it's around 125 liters, something like 120 liters, something like that. And so that's nice. So what it has is those compartments, and they all flow through into this back chamber right here. And so that goes under there, which is nice. And normally we'd have substrate in there and whatever. But we're going to do it a little differently, because we're going to keep it bare bottom, of course, because that's the easiest. And so then here you've got, in the back you've got a pump, as you can see there, pump. And that pumps it up through here. And then it has like these outlets which it goes through and then into the tank and back around, and that's like the whole circle. So that's a really good system, and that's basically also the base of a fry system essentially. Like you only need water circulating through and air, of course. And so what I'm gonna have is I've ordered some containers which I'll then hang in here, and I'll show you exactly what I'm going to do and how I'm going to do it so you can do it as well. And then I'll just have the water flowing through from here into the containers, and here I've got a little splitter so we can do some more containers here and stuff. and so that'll be pretty good. And yeah, we're just gonna try it out and see what works, and it should work amazingly. So first things first is basically, well, I've cleaned all of this out, so that's good. In a minute I'm gonna put it back into there, and then I think I'll just fill it up with water and let it cycle through a bit, and yeah, we'll go from there. Alright guys, so I'm back, and so actually, quick update. Well, it's been about, I think, well, 5 days, nearly a week maybe. So I moved it into its place, so that's good. Nice in the middle, and yeah, that's good. So then I filled the tank up just with normal tap water. I started the pump, so now see we got flowing water, so that's really good. And then here I've got a few splitters, and then here's just the one. So that's all good. Then I ordered some containers, only once they arrived they were a little too small, like they were pretty small. So I sent those back, and now tomorrow I think I'll go and get some new ones, some better ones, and yeah, I can then choose them myself. So yeah, we'll have a look what we get there. But for now what we can do, we can add some filters. So I want to add one filter there, one filter here, and one filter here, just some sponge filters so it gets a bit filtered. And then also I want to, in the back we need to add a heater because this is still cold, and yeah, we want a heater in here of course. So let's get some filters in. Alright guys, so here I've got the filters, the heater already put in, that's in the back down there, you might be able to see. So that's good, just a 200 watt heater for this tank is fine. And then, yeah, I went with 2 filters in the end because those are what I had. So I'll just put one in that corner and then one in here, and that should do the trick, to be honest. And if later down the road it doesn't work, we can always put a filter in there, or even more, you know. So let's get these filters in. Right guys, so filters are in and running, so one there and one here. Actually I might put this one a little softer because it's blowing pretty hard, so let's just turn it down a little bit. Oh, that's nothing, just a bit more, and yeah, something like that. That's equal to that. Okay, so that's all good. So for now we'll just let this cycle through, and then tomorrow I'll probably get the containers. So yeah, I'll catch back up with you guys once I've got the containers and we're ready to install those. Right guys, so I'm back and I've got the containers. So I'll just show you what I've got. So I've got 2 of these. These are, well, yeah, nice little square containers. They'll do the job. And then I've got 3 of these big ones. So I've got 3 of these big ones. So they'll be 1, 2, 3. And then these will be 1, 2 in that compartment. And then for the last compartment, I've just got 2 of these. These are like smaller ones, and they should also do the job. Anyway guys, so that's all good. I already got one and I washed it out. So, and then if we come over here and we put it in, you'll be able to see it fits nicely in there, and yeah, it just works really well. So it's actually now time to make some holes, and we need to make, we need to make them hang in the aquarium, and I'm going to show you exactly how to do that. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be drilling some holes. So I think one here, then one there, and then also on the other side. And then we're going to be using some of this stuff. Now, I'm not too sure what this stuff is called, but it's like, yeah, it's like a kind of rod, and well, it's like metal. And so I'll just take a bit of this, put that in, and then secure that with some of these. What do they call it in English? Some bolts, I think? Is that what they call it? I don't know. Anyway, so then you secure them to here so it's like tight, and then there you can just hang in the fish tank down there. And then also we'll need to make like some kind of slot here for the water to pass through so it doesn't overflow. And then once we've done that, that's basically one container done. So then you just repeat that for all the containers, and that's basically it. So let's try it on this container. Right, okay guys, let's try this. I've just put some markings around my holes, and yeah, we're just gonna try it. Hopefully it works, and we don't smash the glass, or the plastic I mean. Just slow and steady.
There we go, that's hole number 1. That worked pretty well. Let me try if the rod even fits through. Right, so I have the rod here, but as you can see, it doesn't fit through. So I'll just need to use a bigger drill bit, but I've got that one there, so let's try that. Right, okay, we've got the bigger drill bit. Let's test it now. There we go, that went through pretty easily. Let's have a look. Right, so if we take it now, you'll be able to see that it fits through pretty nicely. So that's good. Now let's just make the rest of these holes. Right guys, so I got all the holes in and that's all perfect. It all fits. So yeah, that's really good. So it's now time to cut the rod to size. So we only want a little bit, so we can just hang it onto the aquarium. Right, so I've just measured, and I think if we do pieces of 5 centimeters each, then that will work pretty well. Right guys, so I've got one made, and that's all good, but it's quite hard to make them, so I'll just do that in a minute. But first, what I want to try is actually making the slot where the water will come through. I think I'll do it somewhere here. And for that, I'm just going to use a Dremel. I think this will work the best, so we're just going to try that out. Right, so I've just drawn out where I want the slot, and yeah, let's just try it. Right guys, so I think that went pretty well actually. So we got a nice slot here, and yeah, it just worked out really good actually. So I think we can use this method for all the containers, and we should be pretty good to go. Because here we'll have some sponge or something like that to cover it up, of course. But now you can see the water level will be at this height. So yeah, there's a good few centimeters for them. So that's pretty good, I think. So I'm just going to continue with making some more of these, and then we can assemble everything. Right, okay guys, so I've got all the materials ready. So I've cut all of these to size, so that's good. We've got 4 of those. And then we've also got the container, of course, with the holes already made in them. And then the slot we made just now. So now I'm just going to take a few of these. I think these are called the nuts, and like you have the bolts and I don't know, something like that. Anyway, we got this, and then we're just going to basically just screw it on, if this works. It should do, like that. As you can see, that's screwing on. And so basically that's now screwed on, and we can just put this in. So we'll just put this through here, and then we'll put another one on the other side, and then we can just align where we want it basically. Right, so there we go. I've got 2 of them on now. And now we can just basically roll them until we're like happy with the distance, and we can adjust this anytime we want. So that's the nice thing about this. Right, so something like that, and I think just tightening with my hands will be tight enough actually. And then that's attached. That's basically it. So now we're going to do that for all of these, and then we've got a hanging basket. Alright guys, so there we have it. I've got them all connected, and this is looking pretty good, you know. Yeah, I'm liking this. So this should hang by itself easily. Let's just test it out. So yeah, if we just come down here, and you know, we just put it in here somehow. There we go, we can just hang it like that. And that works perfectly, really. Yeah, got no problems with that. That's good. Right, so just as a test, I've been filling it up, and it's now on like nearly at the edge, so we're gonna see it should just overflow and yeah, back into the tank. So we're gonna see what's gonna happen. Right, so as you can see, it started to overflow there. So that's good, and that's going back into the tank. So yeah, that's what we want. So we'll have some sponge there, of course, so that the fry can't go through. But yeah, that's working. Anyway, so I'm gonna make a bunch more of them now. I won't film all of it because it's just too much, and it's just easier for me if I crack on with it and get it done. So I'm just going to make a bunch more of them, and then I'll catch up with you guys once I've made all of them, and then we'll add in the sponge and install them and see how everything is doing. Right guys, so I'm back, and we're about a week later now actually, since I filmed the last bit. Anyway, I've made a bunch of them. I couldn't make all of them. I did actually prepare everything, but I just didn't have enough of the nuts, you know, to screw on. So I got all of these, So that's all ready, but I just need to get some more of these, and I'll just get those sometime. But that's not a big deal, because we can just crack on with these first and set all of these up. Well, actually, as you can see, I've basically got them all set up, really. So here we've got 2 containers, and then those other 2 will go here, just as the same as this. And then we've got the 3 big individual ones, and I've already got the hose, you know, the running to it, and that's all good, basically. The only thing I don't have at the moment is air, but air, I've got an air supply at the back there, and if I want to, I can basically just drill a hole and make connection to all of these. But to be honest, I don't think it's really needed for now, because, you know, just fresh water movement and flow is already good enough for fry, I would say, and they don't really need air. So I think it's time now to just cut the sponge, and, you know, we want to fit that in there. Okay, let's get some sponge cut. Right guys, so I've got the container here, and I've got this foam mat, like sponge mat, that you can use in filters and stuff. And I think this might be pretty good to use, as it's like the right thickness, and yeah, let's just try this. So I'm just going to try to cut a piece to size, and yeah, we're just going to try stuff. Okay guys, so I got this cut out, and what my plan now is actually to like cut some slots into it. So just like this, I'm just gonna cut like a slot, but you don't wanna like cut it all the way through, but just enough. They got some kind of, yeah, like a slot. I don't know how this is gonna work. I'm just gonna try something. So you just cut like this a little bit, so that you can get it through the hole. Right guys, so there we go. I'm just gonna try if this fits. Right, okay guys, so that's pretty much all through, and I think that's actually pretty good. I'm pretty happy with that. Maybe we can just cut these pieces off, but yeah, as for the rest, I think that's pretty good. So let me just cut these pieces off. So just like that, we can just snip it off. And on this side, the same. There we go. And then there we have it. I think that's pretty decent. Yeah, that's good. Right, so now we just repeat this process for all the boxes. Right guys, so all the boxes are done except for the 2 over here, of course. But yeah, all the rest are done. So you can see here, that's working all really well, and I'm really pleased and happy with it. And yeah, it just works really well. So I think, well, I just need to have a look which fish and fry which I'm going to put in here. I just need to have a look. But I think I'll do that in a different video. So, but because this video is just on how to build it really. And maybe I'll make another video on how to properly use the fry system. Right guys, so I hope you enjoyed that really long video of setting everything up here, putting everything together. So I'm just going to give you a last overview of these tanks for this video. So up here we still got the rainbow fish. We've got the male there, beautiful male. And then we've got the female somewhere up there. That one's not doing that good. I don't like the way she's looking. Anyway, and well, there's a neon tetra who jumped in there. Then here we still have a mix of a bunch of fish. I need to sort these out. You know, a few neon tetras, a few platies. I need to sort these out. Here I got my black molly breeding colony. So these are doing really well, giving me babies each week, and yeah, they're doing really well. Moving down, we still have the albino corridors here, of course, and they are doing really well. And then we've got a bit of moss still left in there. And here we've got, of course, all the fake plants. Moving on to here, we've still got our endlers in here, beautiful endlers. They're giving me tons of babies. And of course the blue dream shrimp. They're doing amazing as well. And actually we've got some albino plecos at the back, as you can see there. So they're doing really well. Then in here we've still got the epistogramma pair. So here you can see the female. She's doing really good. And then we've got the male there at the back. These have already laid eggs and given me some babies, so that's really good.
moving down here we have the neon dwarf rainbow fish. These are doing really good, and yeah, they're looking spectacular. Like on, now it's afternoon, so the colors aren't as good as in the morning, but in the morning they look amazing. In this tank we still don't have anything, and yeah, I still need to get fish for this. Then here I've got some black mollies that I'm selling, and some of my Zebra Danio babies that I'm keeping to breed again, I think, and they are doing pretty well. And then finally, last but not least, we have the fish fry system, and this is doing really good. So we've finally finished everything now, and so we've got all the containers, also these ones here. And so just quick overview here, I've got some Corridora fry, if you'll be able to see them in there, some nice Corridora fry, and they're doing really good in there. And then here we've got a mix of some Endless, some Black Molly, some Platy babies, all kinds of things in there. In here I've just got a pregnant Platy female, which will have babies soon. And then in here I've got some more baby bristlenose plecos, which are still in the wiggler stage and nearly in the free swimming stage. So they are doing really well. And so basically everything, this whole racking system is doing amazing. I've been doing a couple of water changes now and then, and it's just doing really good. I'm really liking the way it's turned out. And of course there will be some changes coming, some fish going and some other fish coming, but you always have that, and I'm excited to see what we can do with all of this. So I hope you enjoyed this video, guys, today. A long video, but I hope you enjoyed the whole process, and maybe you've already been following along, that's fine too, of course. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed, and follow along to subscribe to follow along with the changes we make. If we have new fish or whatever, definitely subscribe for that, because you don't want to miss that. Anyway, guys, so again, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you guys did, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.